Sorry, I get so hungry sometimes, I could just eat a house. It might sound silly, but I'm going to tell you the classic fairy tale of Hansel and Gretel, a brave brother and sister who followed their growling tummies all the way to big trouble when they really did try to eat a house.
Do you smell that, Gretel?
Hansel and Gretel could smell the delicious pudding their neighbor was cooking. The two children were always hungry, and although their parents worked really hard, they never had enough to eat.
Perhaps we should go see if the neighbors will give us a taste.
The kind neighbor didn't have extra pudding to share, but they did have milk for the two children to bring home to their mother. The next day, their mother gave them a list of chores to do, promising that she would make their favorite chocolate pudding for when they were done, using the milk their neighbor had given them. The children went out into the garden and began their chores, but quickly they got bored.
Gretel, do you know any good songs to sing? Let's make up our own song.
The children began singing and dancing in the garden. Their loud noises startled their mother, who had been making their chocolate pudding.
Hansel, Gretel, come in here right away.
The children were heartbroken to see the pudding all over the floor, and their mother looked angry.
We're sorry, Mother. We didn't mean to startle you.
You two were supposed to be doing your chores. Now I have nothing left to feed you. Hansel and Gretel's mother didn't know what else to do, so she sent them into the woods, where wild strawberries grew. She told them not to come home until they both filled their baskets with strawberries. The children happily wandered in the woods, excited to find the sweet snacks. When their father came home, he wanted to know where the children had gone, and their mother told him they were looking for berries in the woods.
Oh no, they're in danger.
Why? They aren't far from here.
There is a wicked witch who lives in those woods, and they say she likes to eat children. We must go right away to protect them.
In the woods, Hansel and Gretel had found the strawberry patch. It was filled with the most delicious sweet red berries the children had ever tasted. They laughed as they ate all they could. Suddenly, they noticed the sun was setting.
Oh no, Hansel, we've stayed too long. It's getting dark. Do you remember the way home?
Gretel was very clever, and she had left a trail of breadcrumbs to follow home, but it was too dark to see them. As she told Hansel about her breadcrumbs, the Sandman arrived. He was kind and told the children not to worry.
I have a comfy spot for you right under this tree. You'll be safe and warm while you drift off to a peaceful night's sleep. Then in the morning, you can follow the breadcrumbs home.
With their bellies full of strawberries, Hansel and Gretel quickly drifted off to sleep. They woke early in the morning because the grass all around them was wet with little drops of water. The Dew Fairy was dancing nearby as she spread the little raindrops of morning dew all around.
Wake up, Gretel! We must see this magical fairy. Hansel, look!
Gretel pointed past the fairy to a house in the distance, one they had not seen the night before. The house was made of cakes, candies, and sweets. The two children forgot all about following the breadcrumb trail home as they instead rushed towards the mysterious candy-covered house.
We should fill our baskets here and we'll never be hungry again. I think there is even chocolate on the roof.
The children ate and ate until they could eat no more sweets. That's when they heard rustling inside the house.
Who is eating my house?
Hansel and Gretel turned to run, but the witch was faster. She cast a spell, and the two children were frozen in place.
You're a very skinny boy. Is that why you were eating my house?
Hansel shook his head yes, and Gretel explained that they didn't have a lot to eat at their house, and so they came to the woods to find food for their family.
Well then, little girl, you can help me fatten up your brother.
The witch put Hansel in a cage, but the witch had bad eyesight, and so she wanted Gretel to help her do chores. For days, the witch sent Gretel to gather more strawberries to feed Hansel. Every morning, the witch would tell Hansel to stick his finger out the cage so she could see if he was getting fatter. Hansel, just like Gretel, was very clever, so he found an old chicken bone and stuck that out of the cage instead of his finger. The witch would then feed him even more food. Soon the witch gave up on fattening on Hansel and told Gretel it was time to turn on the oven, but Gretel pretended not to know what to do.
I just can't figure the oven out. Will you teach me?
Hansel and Gretel giggled as they listened to her clumsily entering the kitchen. While the witch showed Gretel how to light the fire in the oven, clever Hansel used the chicken bone to unlock the cage. He snuck up behind the evil witch, and then Hansel and Gretel pushed her into her own oven. The two children ran away as fast as they could. In the woods, they found their breadcrumb trail, but someone else had found it too.
Hansel, Gretel, where are you?
I think I see more breadcrumbs over there.
Hansel and Gretel saw their parents in the distance. Soon, the family was reunited. The whole family fell to their knees and prayed together, celebrating the safe return of Hansel and Gretel and praising the children for bravely escaping the evil witch. So, young friends, as you embark on your own journeys, remember the lessons from Hansel and Gretel. Be brave, trust your instincts, and never forget the power of working together. So whether you have a brother or a sister like Hansel and Gretel, or a best friend by your side, remember, you'll be stronger and the world will be more magical when you keep your cool and work together.